Man, I love that intro. All right, guys, welcome back to the Gaming Nerd. Today I'm going to go through some really simple circuits. Some of them not so simple, but all of them useful. We're going to. I've got them. I'm just going to set up the ingredients, but I figured why not try start the live stream so that anybody who has questions can come in and ask questions. But in the meantime, I just have to open these up and take my notes. We need an or, and 5 wires. Um, or oh, one of these, and we do technically need these, just in case. Why not need them? Oh, and the and. Okay, and if anybody has requests for circuits that they like, please don't hesitate to ask. And here's the or. 5 wires. And then also we need a signal block. And of course, light component if we're going to put an indicator on it. And 2 more wires. Ah, yes, this one's another one of my favorites, the reactor controller interlock. How to demonstrate this one? Okay. Need 2 of those. Times. These are just going to be for demonstration purposes. These don't have to do with the circuit. And text displays. Interesting. I didn't know that you could only fit one of those in a block. All right. We need 2 switches, 2 relays, one knot, 2 knots. I think it's just one, actually, now that I reconsider. My notes might be incorrect. I hope not, but possibly. I think I only need 10, but I remember doing 11 for that one, so we're going to leave it that way. Oh, wait. Did I put... Yeah, we need a few extras for the stuff below. Okay. Hopefully that's enough. I can summon some more if I need it. Okay, so this one starts to get a little bit more complicated. We have text display. I want to put, I don't remember what these sound like. So I'll try one of those. We need 3 regex. Yeah, as soon as I say 3 regex, the concept of simple goes right out the window. We need 2 memories, 1 Wi-Fi. A concatenate block, which is over here. And Wi-Fi, a buzzer, 3 RX, 2 oscillator, 1 Wi-Fi, 1 mem, 1 conch. Just 1 Wi-Fi? Yeah, just 1 Wi-Fi. Oh, a grater. I need a grater then. And hopefully I'm going to explain these well as I go, but we'll see. Okay, yep, that should be good for that one. Now, some of you guys like the motion control lights from the other day, so I'm going to demonstrate how to do those. We need 4 motion controllers. And I gotta put a lamp up in here. Where's one that'll do well? Aha, big one. Make this one like 125. Hey, ho, ho. You commented, Pero, you made a comment on one of my other videos. Hang on, see if I can look it up. I started typing an answer to you, and I wound up not having time to do so. So, hang on. Yeah. Do you remember what it was, or do you want me to look it up? Because I can, but I'm kind of busy at the moment. Yeah, we also need lights and wires. 9 wires, I believe. You got the whole thing? Did I post a light? Did I post an answer? Maybe there's something else. All right, we got some counters. We have 2 buttons. We need text display. We need 2 SIGINs. We need 3 SIGINs. Plus a relay and a memory. Oh, okay. Here. It's pretty bad when you have, the beeping sound when you call somebody and the phone number's disconnected. I have that queued up on YouTube because we get so many calls from telemarketers, and if you put that sound up to your phone when you pick up the phone, because you can tell because like a 1-866 number or whatever, you put that up to the phone, you play that sound, it will instantly hang up, and they will never call you back. The problem is that there's thousands of them. Thousands of them. Alright, let's see if I can find it in the YouTube video. Yeah, lol. Content comments. What do we got? Catnip flowers. Okay. Isfan. No, wasn't Isfan. Yeah, it was you. No. Either way, I think I answered the comment, regardless of whether yours or somebody else's. Automation is the solution. You remind me of just a quick story. I worked at a place called, actually, I'm not going to name the place because this is not really the most legal thing that I've ever encountered. So I worked with a guy named Barry Bremner, and we worked in liquids processing equipment. It was a co-op position for my engineering degree, and they would pour a lot of crap down the drain. Most of it, like, not a problem, but still not something, like, 100% legal, but not really friendly for the environment despite its legality. And his motto was, the solution to pollution is dilution. That's how he phrased it. But I like your answer about automation. My bachelor's is in automation and robotics, so, well, mechanical systems engineering with a focus on automation and robotics. So I appreciate the automation as a solution. Robots can do anything we can, but pretty much better. That's the timer. We know we need the timer with the interlock. So that's the same thing. We got the... Actually, hang on. You know what? To hell with this. There. Now we need to add a switch. So I was doing everything manually. Yeah. There's a sex joke in there somewhere, I'm sure. I'm just gonna leave it alone now. Relays. See? Relays. Switch. Switch down here. Oh, I don't have wires. Oops. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wires for the other one. 6 for that one. All right. Now we have a variable interval timer. Oops. So you can speed up the rate at which it ticks or whatnot. Same thing plus a memory and a divide and 3 more wires. So memory, another one of those. Division block. that one, and three more wires. Should work fine. Now, last one is a looping timer. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the less basic one. We'll copy this one over, and this one just requires a signal block. It's just 2 more wires. I'm going to wire all these up today, and you guys are going to see how they work. And I'm going to really pray to God that these work the way they're supposed to, because Catnip Flowers is from my Discord. Shared the link. You have a Discord channel, or is that from your Discord? You mean like your Discord account? Because I've been thinking about opening a Discord channel for this whole the gaming nerd thing. It just feels like so much work. I don't know. The data logger is my favorite one out of all of this, because they said it couldn't be done, and I was like, you know what? To hell with that. Of course it can be done. Got like 60 plus people on yours, huh? I'm not gonna. I'm in a very sarcastic mood right now, so if I make comments and they're snide, please don't take offense by them. They pour out of my mouth before I have any control over them. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the RGB, we got the conch, we got the memory, we got the relay. And we need a switch. Do I have the switch? Okay, that's 5 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 wires. And plus 2. Just a couple more, just in case. Okay, now I just need to set up the hulls, which I think, yeah, they're not ready yet. Okay. Oh, and ladders. Ladders would be helpful. And yes, I know I stole the compartment from the one below it. I'll fix that in a second. And if you guys have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to ask them now, because once I get started, I'm not really going to want to stop. Just FYI. Okay. Hopefully this works out. I like the whole idea of having all the components ready to go in this little setup here with the labels. It'll remind me what I'm doing so I don't get lost, in case you guys hadn't noticed that happens. Why didn't you respond to the comment? Anytime I can expect to see it. Hang on here. Which one? Can you remind me what your question was? I can answer it here. Yeah, I knew I started something. Oh, I wanted to put a multi-turret control. Oh, no, I showed that to you already. Okay. Oh, 3 paragraphs worth of questions. Well, get to talking. I'm just kidding. Oh, I did again when I stole the compartment without copying it. Okay. Just out of curiosity, your name does not look English, so I'm just curious if where you're from. You speak perfect English typing, aside from the whole emoticons thing, but I have my reservations because I'm weird. Just wondering, because people always think I'm American, and I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from it. Especially I lived in the States for a while, and they're like, y'all must be Canadian. You got such a weird accent. Now that's an exaggeration, but only a little one. All right. Thank you for your reserved judgments. I will only judge you silently. It's fine. Let's put this over here. Tell you what I tell my students. There are no stupid questions, just pompous asses who don't like sharing their knowledge. You are American, this is just another one of your aliases. Well, Mr. Pink Panther, Is it Pink Panther had all the Elises? I don't know. Okay, where are our spawn points? Okay, let's put the engineer at least over closer to this ladder. Okay, so we have ladder. Open copy. Open copy. Open. No, that one doesn't have a compartment. Spotted. Did I do it again over here? I did do it again over here. There we go. Man. Tell him technologically. No, I'm not technologically challenging my dad. I work too fast sometimes. I think that's a problem. So fun fact, if you don't put the two hulls side by side when you go to climb the ladder, you will reach into a tiny pit of water because the game does not know how to render water without hull or the lack thereof. And so you'll die instantly. As soon as you start climbing the ladder and you reach that little gap, you just squish. Done. Bear trauma. I found that one out the hard way. I'd have like these little pockets of my sub, like where the hull object didn't go all the way to the wall, and so you'd be walking around and you'd accidentally touch the wall and you get sucked outside the sub. All right, what do we need? We need to make sure that the oxygen. Oh yeah, these all need. Oh boy, these all need vents. Many more different ones. The liquid mechanics. I don't know what you mean, man, because the liquid, like, there is an entire section of the code, of, like, the source code on GitHub that is dedicated to finding the drag, like, the coefficient of drag for your sub, based on its shape and turrets and the speed and the water density. Poisonous waters or mushroom spore infected water, maybe lava flooding the station. Yeah, I like those. Those are all cool ideas. I don't see Undertow taking them on, no offense. Okay, we're gonna put this here, put them all right. Not all of them, I suppose. Right there, right there, there, there. I like the way you put that right there. Man, that's an old song. I'm really dating myself now. Okay, so oxygen generator goes linkity link, 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 link. Oh no, I got that one already. Link, 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 link. Oh, I put one in here accidentally. Link, there we go. Alright, so we got gaps, we got hulls, we got spawn points, we have oxygen generator. Anything need power? I think I turned the power off to this thing. I did. Oxygen needs no power. I did. Okay. Different types of water. Okay. Did you ask about the data ports on the signal or on the junction boxes? You asked about was that you? Because it's a pretty easy answer. There's a lot of holdovers from the old versions of barotrauma. Things that aren't, like, for example, linking the vents to the oxygenator. If my memory serves correctly, you used to have to run ducts the same way you run wires. You had to connect all the ducts to a system that would eventually lead back to the oxygen generator. And that was a gigantic, monumental pain in the dick. Like, it's a great mechanic. I love it. In terms of realism, that's over the top. I love it. Not over the top. It's at the top because that is pretty epic. Oh, look at that. I found another missing compartment. And full. And another one was, you might have noticed that if you put an oxygen, hey, Kazi Raza. Nice. Oh, Kazi Reza. Reza. Am I saying that right? Plan on doing something similar using another mechanics of the game. Okay. You'll notice that if you put an oxygen generator in a room, sorry, not an oxygen generator, oxygen sensor detector, I think is what they call it. As long as it's in its own compartment, it hasn't have to be wired to the status monitor in order to report the oxygen level. It just has to be there, right? As long as there's a sensor in the room, the status monitor can find it and read it. That was not always the case if my memory serves correct. It's been a long time. And I wasn't building as many subs back then as I do now. But the point is that you needed to have certain types of signals can be muxed, like power is muxed, but it's not really muxed in a way that the signals are combined. It's just it's not what you think it is based on the gameplay. It's a network. Like if you connect all the data oxygen detectors, they would essentially form a network. And what you could do is, as long as like the way you put to a junction box, you put 5 power connections and it shares power between them. You could put 5 data connections into a port on the junction box, and it shares them too, right? So this is how you would connect a whole bunch of oxygen detectors to a single status monitor. And once again, like the ducks, it's a giant pain in the dick. So I think they moved away from it for that reason. The dick soreness, for lack of a better term. Sorry about the for those of you with less, I don't know, tolerance for the words like dick. Shit, I say those sometimes. I don't know if I have to flag my YouTube channel as inappropriate for that. All right, Kazi, streamlining is appreciated. What's that? Oh, you mean with the talking about the oxygen detectors? You're talking about what I'm doing here. Oh no, it's appropriate. Insert old meme. Instructions unclear. Oh man, I love my regulars. You guys are awesome. Okay, so we're gonna call this the components extravaganza. Extravaganza. Yes. Okay. All right. You guys ready for this? It's a little stretch. Okay. Let's do this. Leroy. Okay. Here we go. Oh, and none of the lights are on. Wonderful. I left them on too dark. Okay. Nope. False start. Red light. Try again. Yes. Exactly. Streamlining and seeing that the designers are mostly players and rarely formally educated game designers. Hang on. Okay, we're going to pick all of these ones and we're going to say you need more light than that. Call it 100. Oh, is that going to regenerate? Yeah, it does that weird thing where they all fade away. Just. All right. Hey, look, there's my. I'm going to turn off the line of sight. It's not going to change a whole hell of a lot, but oh, crap. Platforms. Forgot the platforms. Derp alert. Okay. Copy. Nope. No, I wanted to copy. Platform. Copy. Paste here. Paste here. This will let you climb up the ladder and give you something to fall on or stand on, at least when you get to the top. All right. Guys, if you have questions, you're going to have to ask them quick as we go because I don't really want to spend a whole hell of a lot of time doing this. But at the same time, I want to be thorough, right? So if I miss something, please don't hesitate to ask. Lost lights, disable crew AI so they're not harassing me over the radio. Line of sight, we'll leave the lights off. Yeah, because there's one where we're gonna do. Okay, here we go. All right, electronic doorstop. If let's just say you wanna, the way I do the wiring, like putting the motion sensing on the doors. You can. It's hard to do because you can stand in the doorway, and oh, did I not get the relay? I thought I brought a relay over here. Oh, I didn't move it. Okay. Put them both in the same spot. So fun fact, you need nothing to mount something to the wall, screwdrivers to wire everything up, but a wrench to detach it from the wall. So anyways, if you're working on a door and you stand still for too long, the door will knock you over and make wiring very difficult. So, what we got to do is you wire a switch, and you see, the thing is, if you wire the switch to the door, and you say set state, right? You can't open and close it because it'll just seal itself. Was it do it to the relay? No. It just opens. Yeah, when you switch, it holds it open or closed, right? You can't close it with the button, and when the switch is off, you can't open it with the button. And let me tell you, doors that are unable to open or close on a submarine are kind of a death sentence. So what you do here, first of all, you got to remove this from the door. And you wire the switch. Switch is signal to the relay. And then the switch's signal also switches signal also to the relay set state. And then you can go from the relay signal out to the door. Right? So when you push this button, it will hold the door open so you can work in here and put your little relays and wiring and everything. Do you have a gaming keyboard and mouse? A lot of companies provide software for macros. Maybe you can find F-Zone and others. I do, but I'm running Linux, and that's a pain in the ass with Linux. It should save time over time. You're absolutely correct. All right, so when the switch is on, the door is open and stays open, right? But when the switch is off, you can still open and close the door with the buttons as manually, because when the switch is on, the signal comes here to the relay, enables the relay, thus connecting the switch's output to the input of the door. When the switch is off, it turns the relay off and interrupts the same signal from closing the door and holding it shut. Clear as mud. Moving on. Oh, I want to take these with me because I'm going to need them. There we go. Put that here. Put that here. Put that here. I realized at the last minute that I didn't put these. I don't think in the. I don't think I put those in the the next compartment. Guys, if that made sense, I need confirmation because I don't want to go on without you guys understanding everything that just happened. Man, that's slow. Hang on. Nope, we need to stop here and pick up this stuff and wires. Okay, so you guys have probably seen this one before. Now we need to put our little door stop here. Okay, I wish I could go in further than that, but unfortunately we can't. Okay, and from here to switch out. And then if I'm going too fast, please let me know. Okay, so put in here, turn switch on. Okay, so now we need to put... Oh man, the door is right on the edge there. Put that there. Now, the thing is here, we have to switch the output of the OR component to 0 and 1. And we need to make sure that the end output is 1 for true condition and blank for the false output. Okay, and then from there, you just say, okay, from signal out from the water detector to the OR, and I'm going to leave these ugly. You can rewire these, run these wires however you want. It's not going to make a huge difference. As long as the connections are appropriate. And the other thing about this one is that most rooms in the subs are going to have water detectors in them. And every door has a motion sensor at the top. So you connect this to the and, connect this signal out to the door, say set state. We can remove our little door stop here. And then we can remove these. Oh, get rid of these. Notice that if you have a screwdriver and a wrench equipped, it will always prioritize the screwdriver over it. Oh, hang on. I thought I did the mechanical skill already. Alright, boys, speak to me. I need to know what that you guys are understanding me, or I'm not talking too fast or saying nonsense. Okay, here we go. Alright, flood-proof auto door. Oh, great. We need the, oh, I did bring the relay. Okay. This is the same thing with an indicator. Okay, so put our doorstop up here. And put the wire like this. Nope. I always use 3 as my, because I like using blue wires for some strange reason. So I always have my finger on the 3 button, and if there's nothing assigned to 3, what the heck is this? Okay, signal out. What was the set color thing? Where's the light component? Did I put a light component there? No shit, I did. I didn't mean to. Alright, gotta get back to this with the, okay, so where were we? We're wiring this to the switch. And then wiring from here to the door. Okay, now I'm going to put the OR component back down here. Oh, let me place it there. That's weird. Either way, it doesn't change anything. Put that signal thing up here, and we're going to try to put the light in the door. No, it will not let us put it in the door frame. Weird. Okay, so, boy, we don't have any motion water sensors over here, and I really don't want to go detach them. Okay, so the trick, it's part of the live stream, I really should. Take that, take that, take these 2 here, and take that. If I'm going to be thorough, I might as well be completely thorough. Yeah, you do. I was just going to say, like, this is an example of such and such, but what is going on that I can't place it? There's one. I haven't even demonstrated how this works. Okay. Oh, nope. Stop detaching. Right. And water sensors still have 1 and 0. They go to the OR on their own channels. It doesn't really have to be that way. You can put them on the same channel. It should still work with an OR component. It won't work with an AND component. We need to flip this output. So this becomes a 0, this becomes a 1. So that when there's no signal coming from the OR... ran out of wires again. When there's no signal coming out of the water sensors, this becomes a 1 from the perspective of this AND gate. And we're going to say, I got to go up here to this guy. And we're going to go straight from here to the signal check block. And we're going to say signal in, signal out to this light. And we got to say from the door here, from the door controller. Remember, this has to be a 1 in the output and a blank in the false output. Otherwise, you won't be able to open and close the door by yourself. It'll just always be by the motion controller. And we have to set this signal block to accept, call it when it receives a signal, when it's a 0, we'll call it green. So 0, 255, 0, 255. False output will be blue. So 0, 0, 255, 255. And the output that it's looking for is a 1. No, 0. Alright. Oh, and fun fact, if you do this and then put it back to the, it should turn that light on. And it didn't. It's fun. Let's for a moment, let's just switch those out parameters around. Now it should be spinning out a 1, set state, and then back. Now our light is on. Change this to here and make that a 1. Alright, oh boy, hang on. This should be a 1 then, if that's what it's doing. Okay. There we go. When you can approach and walk through, the light is green. If you have water on the other side... Oh, that's still open with the motion. What is going on with that? That's weird. What did I do wrong? Motion detector stayed out. Oh, no, that should be fine. Motion sensor sends a 1. If that's a 1 and that's a 1, then the door should... Oh, my door's propped open with this, isn't it? Yep. See, now the motion controller doesn't work. But you can still walk up and hold the light, hold the button, and it'll... And then once you do that, it goes back to the way it was before. So, flood-proof auto door with visual indicator. Alright. Reactor controller interlock with toggleable 0 power condition. This one's going to take a second, but it's very, very, very useful. Oh man, what's going to happen there? Let's put this back here. I'll put this up here. Oh, oh, is that not a... I thought this was the same thing for a sec. Okay. I am going to put the fuel rod in here, and we're going to take one of these. Can we take 2? No, we can't. Oh, apparently we can. So I'm going to put one here. Actually, put them over here. Sorry. You guys with me? Not with me? Eyes glazed over? Kind of distant look in your eyes, or do you actually follow what I'm doing here? Okay. So this one, what I'm going to do, in order to simulate the values of the reactor controller... Okay, hang on, somewhat. Now's the time to stop me if I lost you. Something that would bring more traction here is if you upload this stuff as a sub-item to assemble in the workshop. Yeah, why not? This circuit, okay. This circuit right now is going to have an automatic reactor controller connected to it, but it will be toggleable because if you have an ARC connected and you go into the reactor interface, I don't know if they've changed it, but it used to be that you couldn't move the sliders manually because the reactor controller would instantly override them and do what it wanted to do. So this will give you an interlock, which is something so interferes. It either lets the signal through or not. And if you want, it will also have a 0 power condition, so you can turn off the reactor without actually turning off the reactor. Because you hit the shutdown button remotely, you can't restart the reactor remotely. You have to have go down and push the button manually to turn it back on. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So we're gonna go here. Where's my little notes? Okay, not. Nope. It's 8. I don't need wires yet. Not. And. Oh, shit. Yes, I would like to think so. And another relay. Why do I have a memory block? I remember needing a memory block for this. The rest is going to be, oh, I did. Okay, hang on. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. I'm going to move these, so what I did is, I put, just so you can see what the signals look like. Because if you put like a sine wave, do it again. Oh, no, I don't want the oscillator. I want the sine component. And it's not going to give me that. Damn it. So just so you guys can see when the signals are coming through, when they're not, I wanted to put the oscillators on some multiples. So we'll put this here. So we'll make these sine waves. Let's call this a sine wave with a frequency of 5. So 1 cycle every 2 seconds. And we'll make this this one here. We'll make it also a sine wave. Oh, stop it! Put that wrench down. Ret. Call it a triangle wave with a frequency of 1. Okay. Right, okay, so we have 2 switches. The first switch is going to be our interlock. The second switch is going to be our shutdown. We're going to need 2 of these around. So these 2 little grouping circuits here represent the ARC's input. So if you say this thing's a sine signal, and if you were to just multiply the sine wave into a throw that into a text display, you'd never be able to see what it's doing, because it would be changing so often that it would just be black. The marquee would be restarting over and over and over. So let's call this a 10. And we'll call this a 5, I guess. Just making shit up as I go here. Nope. Running out of wires. Okay, should have enough. So this is not really the circuit yet. This is just the simulated reactor controllers. What they're gonna do is here. So the actual controller, the interlock, is gonna be this arrangement over here. Let me go back for some wires here. So this is going to go into the top of the relay. This one's going to go into the top of the bottom of the second relay. Here. And these are going to go here to here to set text. The other one's going to go from here down to here. And you'll see that already these things are changing quite quickly, right? This is, that's what we're going for. We want these signals to get through. So now we're going to go over here. We're going to rewire this switch here. And put this on the set state. Notice, switch is off, signals stop changing. Right, when this switch is on. So now, if this was an automatic reactor controller, you'd be able to go in there and change the values on the reactor manually. But I want to have the ability to turn the reactor off remotely with, oh, come on. There we go. Without needing to be right there at the reactor. So we'll take the state out and we put it into this NOT component. So that when this relay is off, put this in here. This is going to come... Oh, what did I push? Okay. So when this switch is on and this relay is off, okay. I need to put this as a 0. I put this into here into set state. Now here's when the tricky bit comes from. You take the state out from this relay, okay. You pipe it in to the signal in 1 on this relay, and I ran out of wires. I'm glad I put these 2 in here. Okay. You put this one here, your fission rate controller. You put, oh, that's an AND. I don't want that one. I want the relay. So what's happening here is that the relay above, when it's turned off, its set state is 0. Right? And so by piping that 0 into the output of the relay below it, we send those signals. So right now, if we turn this on, notice that these go up and down, up and down, up and down, right? If we turn that off, they stop. If we were to go into the reactor and look, we'd be able to move these sliders manually. But if we turn this one on, they both go to 0, okay? Now, if you were to pump that into an actual reactor, this would force the power output and the reactivity, so the fission rate and the turbine output, force them down to 0. If you're docked or if you want to go silent because there's a ton of Molochs outside or something, you want to go radio silent, this is a good way to shut your reactor off because you can do this with a Wi-Fi component. It doesn't have to be a switch. You can put this beside the helm. You can put it anywhere you want, like weapons bay or something, right? And then when you have this on, it does nothing as long as this is running. But if this is off and this one's on, it turns the reactor off. Hopefully I explained that well because I'm not sure how to explain it differently. Does that make sense, guys? Remember, this doesn't have anything to do with it. This is your simulated reactor controllers. This is the circuit over here. And these just represent the inputs to the reactor for the fission rate and turbine controller, respectively, top to bottom. Don't leave me hanging, guys. Was it useful? Not useful? Awesome. It's like a remote. Yes. No. It's not only. If you want to go in and change the condition or change the state of the reactor, go in because yes, there will be times when if you're fighting a bunch of people or if you something's happening, you need to change the fuel or whatever, you will need to go into the reactor and adjust it manually. But you can't do that if your ARC is running constantly. So this switch up here, uh-oh, what's going on here? Why is my, uh-oh. Why is everything... Is this one not linked? All my oxygen vents are shut down. Oh, the condition is done. Okay, hang on. The wrench. That's funny. There's no generator. Everything just doesn't have power. Or like doesn't have a power requirement. Hope the other guy doesn't die in the meantime. This one's a little bit complicated. I might go back and come back. Okay, I love it. All these intricate systems are so useful. Fix it. Oh, yes. I forgot about that one. Okay. Let's just... this one requires regex signals, so I don't really want to do it, but I should. No, not feeling it. We're going to come back to it later. Okay, the motion-controlled lights. Somebody was asking me about that one because I had it in a different... So the problem with motion control lights is that they have a tendency to turn off when you're just needing them. So what I do is I will put a bunch of these out here. You put an AND component here, and an AND component here, and component here. Now I can catch up to your stream at 2 a.m. Yay! Okay. So this one, we want to configure it to have just humans. Ignore dead. Range in the... Why isn't this showing the range? I think it needs to be 200. And the range Y... -100. I think this needs to be 200 here. And then if we tie this into the lamp... Oh wait, no, wrong one. Oh, I hate the way you have to go back and unwire the thing. I mean, programmatically I understand why they do it, but it still doesn't make it any less of a pain in the ass. Okay. Just making sure. Turns on. Okay, so that's good. Where's it turn off? Oh, I don't think I have it turning off. Yeah, false output is 0. Okay, I did that wrong in that case. Because it's only turning on when I'm way over there. Maybe it's negative 200? There you go. From there to there. Okay. See the way these things have a range? That's what I'm trying to prove. Okay, you want this one to be X range of, say, 50. Y range 100 and -100 brings it from the top of the ceiling to the bottom of the floor. And we'll do the same thing to this one. We'll say 50. These need to overlap somewhat. Call it 75. Call the other one 75. By not changing the X offset, they stay relatively close to each other. Okay, so 200 here. This one was 200 here. And we'll leave this as -100. Okay, so this one is 0. And I believe this one is a 1. This one is a 0. And all of the motion sensors have to have 1 and 0. Now the output of these ones over here has to be 0. Because these are the ones that turn lights off. So this data goes to here. Signal in here. Goes to here. This one signal in here. Goes to here. It's the one that turns the light on and off. And signal out from this one goes straight to the lamp. And of course you can change the color of these wires as you see fit. Are you still with me, guys? Okay, so now what's going to happen? Oh, all right. This needs to have a weird... Okay. It sucks that I can't do it. So 200. I think this is going to be -75. Is that going to do it? Oh, no. I got that backwards. Okay. It's probably 75. So when these two motion sensors here detect you at the same time... Okay, this will be 200, and then this one's going to be -75. Why is that? No, and this one needs to be off. Okay. Okay, that's weird. Oh, I didn't wire this one together. Okay. This one here goes to this one here. Off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay, so what's happening here is that when the overlap, and when you do this in the sub editor, you'll be able to see there'll be a light blue box around this motion sensor to show you where the detection range is. When these two motion sensors are detecting you at the same time, I think this one should be 100 actually, now that I remember to think about it. And this one should also probably be 100. On, off. Oh, see, that's just a narrow. There we go. What's going on? Oh, again. Let's call it 0. See, you can play with the range of how far you have to go from the light before it turns off by playing with the range and the overlap between these things here. So basically, when these two motion sensors can see you at the same time, light turns off. When these two motion sensors can see you at the same time, sorry, light on in the middle, off on the outside edges, right? Basically, don't forget these AND components have to have only an output of 0, so and all they can do is turn the light off, right? And then by putting these two on an AND component that only has the output of 1, they can only turn the lights on, right? And so you have these lights that when you get close, they turn on, when they don't, they turn off. It's only 5 kilowatt minutes of power to keep them running, but it's not a whole hell of a lot. So, manual increment counter. This one's a little progressive design, so if you pay attention, you'll notice that there's it builds on one after the other. So, we're gonna put 2 buttons here. I'll put all this stuff. Usually I'd wire these nice and tight together so you couldn't see the wiring, but I want you guys to see the wiring this time. So I'm going to put one of these here, put a memory block here, put signal blocks on either side of it, and a relay coming to here, an adder block there. Where's my wires? Oh, I don't have any wires. Oh, that sucks. Hang on. Scheisse. Well, that stinks. Hang on. I'm just gonna run ahead and grab a bunch of wires and then we'll return to the submarine editor and... Okay, so here's the deal. We want a counter that goes up with this button and down with this button. Alright? When we use the addition block, for those of you who've been watching the stream, I can tell you might be able to tell you that the addition block only outputs a signal when it has a numerical value coming into both inputs. And because the push button does not have an output that comes from it when it's not being used, oh, by the way, you want this to start at 0. When it's not being used, hang on, signal in, button, signal out, aha, this needs to go over here. Okay. When the button isn't being pressed, nothing comes out of it. Not a 0, not a blank, not a space, nothing comes out of it. So, if you have a button connected to an addition block, it will only add 1 to whatever value is coming into it whenever you push the button. In this case, we're going to say, get rid of this false output, we're going to make this a -1. Nope, -1. Target signal is a 1. Connect this to the button. Nope. And we're going to connect the signal block here. I still have enough. I should have enough. To the same input that the other button is touching, right? And this value goes into the memory block. Now, notice the value from the memory block goes right back into the addition block. But you would think that this loops endlessly and the number just goes to infinity as fast as possible. That's not the case, because the buttons only produce signals whenever they're pushed. Now, we're going to feed this into this memory, or this signal block, and that signal block is going to come back over to here to the memory in. Instead, do the same thing on the other side. What did I do? Aha. And the signal out block is going to come over to here to the memory input, and Okay, that starts at 0. What we're going to do here, we're going to set a minimum value here. Sorry, so yeah, if this gets to, say, -1, take it to a value. We're going to say we want our range to be from 0 to 10. This is just arbitrary. It doesn't have to do anything to do with the settings. In this case, we're going to say if this gets to 11 down here, remember, you're going to get rid of the false output, then make this a 0. All right, and what's going to happen is that when this signal block sees an 11, it's going to immediately overwrite it with a 0. And when this signal block sees a -1, it's going to immediately overwrite it with a 10. And so this would cause a circular loop effect going from the memory block, so that you could use this like I'm about to do. Connect this here to this outlet, this text display. We get a 0. And when we press this one, it goes down. Every time we push it, it goes down 1. Whenever we push this one, it goes up 1, and when it hits the limits of either 0 or 10, it loops back to the other side. Clear as mud. Somebody say something to put you to sleep. Oh, hang on. Uh-oh. I think I need to go up here where there's oxygen. Why did I turn the crew AI off? Repair. Please repair before this guy dies. Oh, wait, fix items. Yay! Who is that told me that one? Thank you. Bonus points go to you. You get a gold star at the end of the class. Alright. 'Twas I. Okay, fixed interval timer. So this is... Oh, I don't have any wires. Hang on. I stole a bunch of wires. I have to go get them. You know what? Screw it. We're just going to restart the sub. Hey, gold star. Given to himself. Alright. So where were we? We'll go up here. Interesting little contortionism as he goes through. Oh, we can turn loss. Line of sight. LOS off. Lock the submarine position, and we're gonna leave crew AI on because I think he'll probably fix that whenever he sees it, just by default. Oh, there we go. Do the limbo through that door. And this one, okay. Fixed interval counter, aka timer. Okay, so you put the oscillator over here. Again, it needs to be a pulse symbol. Pulse symbol, very much like the button. It doesn't produce any signal between pulses. And that's the only mode that does it. If you put it in square mode, or if you put it in triangle mode, it's always producing an output. Put these wires over here. Okay. And if you leave the pulse time, or like the interval at 1, so if you look at the oscillator component, it requires an output. The in frequency is in hertz, as in 1 over the period between cycles. If you look at the delay block, it has delay period, which is the inverse, so 1 over hertz. Just something to remember when you see. Hang on, sorry, I'm distracting myself. Yeah, if you're working with delays and timers, the inputs are opposite to each other. And put this as a 0. I see 0 on this block, but as soon as we connect this block back to the memory, well, I see like 2, 3, 4, 5. But we have a fixed interval timer. Now, if we want to go over here and do the same thing, except this time we're going to put an interlock on it. Remember, an interlock is something that lets you interrupt a signal in a controlled fashion. Put that there. Okay, one oscillator. Usually, it doesn't. There's many different ways you can put the relay in here. I'm going to put it right there in between the oscillator and the addition block. Then I'm going to put a switch over here and start wiring stuff together. Oscillator goes into the relay. Relay goes into the addition block. Addition block goes into the memory block. Memory block goes back into the addition block. and then the value from the memory block goes into the text display, and it's still counting. So what you can do is go from here, go to the switch to the relay. Remember, relays, the reason that starts is because relays are on by default when you mount them to the wall, and you need to have some way to turn them off. So you can also, if you go here, you can directly modify the value of that memory block, and then it won't start counting up again until you turn the switch back on. Now, one thing we're going to see here in a second is that you can go in here and you can say like 5, right? Put this in here. See how much faster that's counting, right? That's great for counting ticks or events, or if you want to like see how many times something happens, or that's one thing. But if you want a timer, you still want to have it in units of seconds, right? You're going to need to do a little bit of finagling, not much more, but a tiny, but a tiny bit. So we're going to put our oscillator here. I'm going to put our interrupt here. This time I'm going to go get my switch. And I'm going to turn it off to start with. Okay, so that goes into here. It's off, so it should turn the relay off immediately. You guys with me? Still following? Completely lost? Give me a flail, some sort of nudge. Oh, you guys remember Microsoft Messenger with the nudge? That was such a so annoying. Or ICQs. Uh-oh. Man, that takes me back. Okay. Okay. Relay out. Goes into the addition block. Addition block out. Goes into the memory block again. Memory block out. Goes into the division block. We're going to see what goes on there in a second. And we're going to take this memory block back to the addition block here. I'm going to make this a 0. And again, guys, don't forget that the addition and multiplication blocks are commutative, which means if you multiply A times B, it's the same thing as multiplying B times A, or A plus B is the same thing as B plus A. The division and the subtraction components are not commutative, which means A minus B is not the same thing as B minus A. So you have to pay attention to which blocks, when using a component like this one, like the divide, you have to be careful about which ones you're going to use, where your inputs go. Sorry, hang on. There we go. All right, signal out. We're going to say, call this a 1 for now. You'll see why in a sec. We're going to put this in here to the set frequency. So this memory block, the value here is going to go into the frequency of the pulses coming out of the block. We're also going to take that same value, okay, pipe it over here to the division block. I'm going to put that in as the denominator, I think is the right word for that. And then we're going to take the output of this. We're going to say set text. And watch what happens here. So this just looks the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I put a 2 in here, notice now it's adding an extra step. It's still counting at a rate of 1 count per second, but it's doing it twice per second and then dividing it by the rate at which it's doing it. So if I were to put say 20 in here, 20. Why isn't it taking that? Am I reading this block? Hang on. Yeah, oh, that's what I'm doing. I was trying to adjust it directly. And immediately the memory block is overwriting it. So you'll see here, you're still getting 1 pulse, 9, 10, 11. Like it's counting in seconds. But because you have a rate of 25 or 20, it now makes 20 individual steps for every second. This is useful for something that's coming up here in a second. We're going to see that. I might have to come back here and steal all this stuff. All right, a looping timer is, or you can use this as a looped interval counter, so it doesn't have to be necessarily time. Is that we're going to combine the looping incremental counter with the timer. So we're going to say all these things put together. Okay, that's so freaking cool, but before we can go ahead, can you make it do a countdown timer? Absolutely. We'll turn this off. You want to start this with, shoot. Hang on here. I need to steal some blocks from over here. Oh, I think I have them in here. Nope. In here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I'll need the wires. No wires in that one. How many did I get? One wire. 8 wires. That's better. Okay, so what you would do with a countdown timer is you would say, well, I got this one here, so I can put this down. Nope. And you have a signal block that goes here, signal block that goes down here, and you would have, where's this going? Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. Wrench, activate. Or I go ahead and you can do a countdown timer. Okay. Okay, so we're going to put this block over here. We're going to unwire. Oh, wow, look at all that crap. There we go. We're going to unwire the adder component. Go here to the adder component. Yes, okay. And just like we did with that button, we're going to make this generate a -1 signal when it receives a tick and nothing else. So what we do here, sorry, I'm getting confused here because my wires are in the wrong inventory slot. Okay. So now the signal out here is going to go into this block, and whenever this block gets a blip, it's going to go spit out a -1 because the blip is coming from the oscillator. The oscillator is controlled from the relay. The relay lets it through and it goes in the signal block. Signal block sees the blip and sends out a -1 as its true condition output. And then it should be it. Oh yeah, and then what you do is you start here and you say, okay, we're going to set this to 1 just so that we can see what's going on. You set your memory block starting to like 10, right? So when you want to start counting down, it's 10, 9, 8, 7. What you do is you put an equals or another signal block. When this reaches equals 0, trigger whatever event you want. Right? Not a huge difference, but enough to justify an explanation. Does that satisfy your question, Pero? Yes, with an exclamation point. Excellent. Oh. Station-wide self-destruct timer acquired. Sabotage. What? Say what? Oh, wait. We did the looping timer. Did we do a looping timer? No, we just did the countdown timer. Okay, so looping timer is the same thing as... That was neat. And let me put two... That's what's been happening, is I'm picking up the one component with my left hand and one component with my right hand and then dropping them on the same spot at the same time. Okay, so we're going to put this switch over here. And put that relay over here. Close enough. Memory block goes down here. Addition block goes over. And like you might notice I'm arranging these pretty much randomly. Okay, because this is going to be counting, we're going to keep it all in one direction. So, put these over here, 2 and 3. There we go. This goes into the relay. This goes over here to the oscillator. Out, pulse 1, okay. This comes out of the relay. Goes into here. This comes out from the relay. here. Set the initial value to 0. Put this signal in here, and that goes to this one. Now, signal out from the, signal out from the memory component goes into the signal check block, and you may recall we're going to do a limit. So when this reaches 11, turn this back down to 0. Nope. Other way around. And when the target signal reaches 11, output a 0. I feed that back into the memory block, and then we'll feed the memory block into the text box. And then when we push the button, Alright, cool. Alright, last but not least, my favorite one of the bunch, the data logger. So we're gonna go, grab some oscillators here. Nope. Nobody important. Come on. Oh man, do you guys get calls from Google saying your business is not properly advertised, or we believe your computer has a virus? What is this now? Extremely persistent people. That's a predictive dialer, I bet. Okay, I want this. Bring this with me. I do have the wrench selected. Why do you not take? There we go. Maybe it's a Canada thing. Alright, we want a couple more of these. Oscillator. Put that in there. One more oscillator. There we go. Okay. Oh, might need some extra wires. Okay, so how do you get data out of barotrauma? If you want to do, say, I don't know, objective analysis of a our reactor controller. Did I put 2 there? God darn it. Right, if you want to have actual data from... Really? Did that not include... Okay, hang on. Color, concatenate, memory, relay, switch. A couple of these. Oh, I'm certain I need another oscillator. Hang on. There's one. Okay. Oh. Okay, put that up down here. Okay, so I've talked about this before. If you're new to the stream, I've got a fun fact for you. So if you look at lights, like, I don't know, any one of them, like this one down here. If you were to open that up, there would be an option for set color. Set color receives a signal of 4 comma-separated values from 0 to 255. 255 being full intensity and 0 being nothing. The fourth value is, it is an RGBA signal. RGB being red, green, blue components, A being alpha. When alpha is 255, the light is completely opaque and full intensity. When it's 0, the light is transparent. Not off, transparent. However, when you feed that signal of like 255s and with 3 commas, whatever, going into a set color port, it is the port itself that restricts those values from 0 to 255. So if you have, say, 1,000 or 10 million or 314, whatever, if you have that value and you feed it into the color component, which takes 4 individual signals and combines them into a comma-separated color signal, it will not truncate those values that you input them to 255. It lets the light handle that. So what's going to happen here is we're going to set this switch. Oh, wait, no. That's not. Oh, there's my other oscillator. Okay. I accidentally put it in there, did I? I want that because I want to show you guys one of the switches. Come on. Take the switch. You watch. It's going to take the oscillator. Betcha. Bet your money. Oh, no. It's highlighting the switch. Okay. I lied. Okay. So we're going to take this one. Oh, we're just going to ignore that one for now. Put the switch up here. Okay. Now, here's where it gets fun. We take the switch. Oh, detach it. Okay, we're going to take the switch. We're going to connect it to channel 1, the R signal. Okay, we're going to put these over here. Number 3. Connect B to this oscillator, I suppose. And we're going to set the, make it a sawtooth with a frequency of like 0.25. So it's 1 cycle every 4 seconds. Then we're going to take this oscillator here, and we're going to say, put that into B. We're going to call this triangle wave with a period of 0.1, so 10 seconds per cycle. And last but not least, we are going to put a sine wave over here on channel A. Okay, and we're going to say, put this, okay, oh, I need to put the rest of the components down. So we have 4 inputs going into this thing. We're going to put down a concatenate. There we go. Concatenate with a relay here. Memory block here. Switch over here. These are all pretty much arbitrary placements. Doesn't have any specific reason to put them there. However, their wiring is what's important. You take the signal out from the color block, put it into the signal 1 of the relay, and put that into the second output of the concatenation block. Sorry, second input. And you're going to take that first input and you're going to connect it to this channel on the relay. Oh. You're going to connect that. Uh-oh, did I run into wire? I think I did. Hang on. Okay, we're almost. Oh boy, we're going to need more wire than that. Hang on. See if there's any extras. Ah, taken care of. Okay, so where was I? All right, memory block. We take the output of the. What? There we go. We're going to take the output of the concatenation block and we're going to put it into the memory block. Take the output of the memory block and we're going to feed it up here into the first, the corresponding channel of the relay. And I'm going to, of course, set this relay to a switch. Okay. And we're going to turn this on, say set state, and that's off. Okay. So what's going to happen? We've got these 4 data channels coming into the color component, the color component, wiring component, that's it. It's going to combine those 4 color components into one signal that has 4 comma separated values and spit them out into this relay in channel 1. When the relay is enabled, channel 1 is going to be connected to the second input of the concatenation component. So when you concatenate 2 strings, you have the first one and then it sticks the other one in. Oh, almost forgot. We got to go in here and we put a separator as a semicolon. So every time it sticks together these 2 values, it's going to put a semicolon in between them. By connecting the memory block through the relay into the through the relay into the first port, the concatenation component, the first time this loops through, it's going to take all these 4 values, it's going to stick them onto nothing because there's nothing already there, and then it's going to save that to memory, and then it's going to take that memory and feed it back into the concatenation block. At that point, 4 new values will be assessed from, or will be pulled, is the word. 4 new values will be pulled from these inputs, will pass through the color component, pass through the relay, and concatenated onto the end of the first measurement. What is this? Could you address that for me? Sorry, I'm getting far more popular than I feel like. No, it's... No, it's... Okay, sorry about that, guys. So what's happening is that every time this loops, it's stacking the new the new values to the end of the saved values over and over and over again as long as this relay's on. So let's see what this is like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this off. And these are running. We can't stop. We don't have any way of stopping them. But when this turns on, it's going to start saving data. Right now, oh, it's already saving data. Here, we're going to take this and make it blank. Oh, because I didn't have the relay off. Okay, so blank. All right. It's empty. Good. All right. When I turn this relay on, I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to click this thing a bunch of times. I'm going to turn this back off. I'm going to copy paste the data out of here. So, turns on. Yeah, see, it's already starting to collect data. Oh. There's a glitch in this plan. You can't do this one in campaign. Because if you look at this, I'm going to put this exact same circuit back up here. Okay, we're going to take an oscillator and go 1, 2, 3 here. We're going to put the switch here, another switch here, relay here, concatenate and color components, concatenate, color component, and I'll show you exactly why that wouldn't have worked. You guys want to take a stab at why it wouldn't have worked while I wire this up? I'll give you a hint. It depends on a value that you cannot change in-game. No takers? So we'll call this a sine wave at 0.25 hertz. Call this a triangle wave at 0.2 hertz. A value, yes, exactly. A value that you cannot change in-game. Okay, 0.1. Call this one a sawtooth wave. Okay. So now if we go in here, it doesn't look like it, but these are all wired. I don't know. Oh, we got the wires turned off. Okay. These go here into the relay. Channel 1, channel 1. Concatenate signal 2. Signal 1 comes from channel 2, which comes from here, over, down, out of here. Wiring from here goes into signal out here. Oh, no. Take that back. Concatenate block goes into here. I want to add that semicolon here and connect that switch here. All right, here's the answer. See this memory component? Max value length, 200 characters, right? If it's saving God knows how many decimal places every time, that 200 is going to fill up really, really quick. Right, so we're going to take that over here and just make it super long. I think we go into here, we can make this, the concatenate signal we can also make. This one also has to be very long. I don't think this one has to be very long. Holdable connection panel, relay component max power. Nope, it has nothing to do with length. Okay. Oh, well, where's my... Close enough. All right. You see why that 200 is a problem, everybody? So I hit this switch, it's going to start collecting values. And I'm going to go click, 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 click. Turn that off. Okay. We're going to take this value here. We're going to copy all of it. And then we're going to open up, hang on, I need to switch this, switch my stream to get my desktop. Okay, we're going to go here, we're saying Notepad QQ. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to say Control H, which is search and replace. We're going to replace every semicolon with a new line character. Okay, but that means you have to go to Show Advanced Options and search for special characters. Replace all. It's going to take a second. 530. What's this? Yeah. Oh, just wait. I've got more. Okay, you take all this, put this into Calc. Oh, and you say comma. All right, there we go. Now watch this. Insert. Where's chart? Chart. We say scatters with lines. Sort by X. No. Data range. Data series. Okay. Add. Data. No, we don't want data labels. We want X values. A to A. A2 to A. Nope. Sheet 1. What? Insert chart. If we save the subs, it's going to blow up its XML data file. Why? Oh, you think it's going to say it's going to... Ah, I see what you're thinking. Okay. I don't think it will. I think it'll reset the memory block to 0. I don't think you can save the A and B. Okay. X values. Hang on. We're gonna say copy this text here. Values here. Y values in C. What's going on here? Nope. This is neat. Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing. Insert column before. Okay, equals 1 over 60 equals 2 over 60. Right, and now we're going to change this. Oh, I changed my data. Either way, that's what was wrong, is that it didn't have a, what they call it, independent axis. B to B. Well, that's weird. Oh, what if you say C to C? Oh, I know what it's doing. Okay, it's trying to data's in rows. Anyways, long story short, this is how you get a lot of data if you want to, like, if you put the reactor's turbine output, or no, not turbine output, power output and load. This is how I objectively assess the different automatic reactor controllers. This is, you can get anything you want if you can feed it into that memory block or into the color block. You can feed multiple color blocks into other color blocks. No, you can concatenate multiple signals on top of each other, and you can get as many channels as you want. And a very clever way of logging data. It is a clumsy and rudimentary way of logging data, but they don't give us any other option. So, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment, though. All right, guys. That was 12 circuits. I think that's 12 circuits. Hang on. Oh, we skipped one, didn't we? Okay. No, we don't want this one. We want the reactor fuel status monitor. All right, this one. I said I'd do it later. I'll do it later. Hang on. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to put this here. I'm going to take this thing over here, and we're going to put that up here beside it. Okay. We want a Wi-Fi. Oh, why do I have a Wi-Fi? We don't want a Wi-Fi. We want another memory block. So the Wi-Fi block is going to represent our input from the I locked the sub. I did deny. Okay. Going to represent our input from the reactor. Okay. Then we have another memory block here. This is going to be our regex suffix. We got to concatenate. What time is it? Just out of curiosity. 4:16. Lots of time. Okay. Concatenate in here. We got a regex over here. We're going to need a regex. Another one here. And another regex after this one. I'm just going by my diagram here. It looks like it's kind of got a greater than block here. Memory block here. Okay, that should be... Oh, no, we got an oscillator here and another one. Put one over here. I did put one over there. Question I'm thinking about: how much processing power all these take away? Very little, very little. These are processed at 60 frames, and like unless you it takes more for it to you aim for higher. It takes more to compute the graphics of your shading, your shadow casting lights and things like that. Okay, so need this. We're gonna put this over here. We're gonna put this one right beside it. Okay, let's begin. So this is remember, this first one here is the condition. So we're gonna put this one into here. Signal in. Put the same one into the text box as the set text. Then we're gonna put the signal out to here, and now I need to skip over to regex 101. Nope, not this one. Where did I go? Hang on, this again. I gotta go off to another screen to get this one. Regex 101. I don't have it here. It's gonna be in another sub. Oh boy. So this is going to come down here into this concatenate block. Who's going somewhere? Somebody just left. You memorize this. Give me 1 second here, guys. We're going to pause this. I'm going to open up another bear. Oh, I didn't save it. Son of a gun. Okay. Not this one. We want a browser. There we go. Put this back over here. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. I gotta find the here we go. Okay, input. Copy. Okay. So this regex should separate. Okay, so if we put this in here, so that uses semicolons and underscores to separate values and their things. Okay, so, oh no, this isn't the right one. It's use specific values. Oh no, okay, hang on. I've got to use, what do I got to use? Sorry guys, I know this is, like I said, this is all off the top of my head, so I need a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how this is something that works here in regex. Okay, so remember when I said that it truncates the value of 255 to or anything higher than 255? It chops it down to 255 when it gets the light. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to say we want blink rate to be 1, or like, yeah, 0 here. We want the blink rate to be twice here. Call this 4 times here and 0.125. Cut off the rest of this. Okay, and we also want to make these colors. We'll call this green. Yep, this green. This is yellow. This is making this orange, 90. And we'll make this one red. Okay, so what's going to happen when I put that 255, it's going to chop it down to 255. But I'm going to use another regex expression to cut out that last little bit and feed that into an oscillator. So that is our regex suffix here. Oh man, search string. Okay, here we go. Copy. Okay. Okay, now notice these are, okay, so what do we want? We want this to be 100 to 9. That's green. Okay. But I do have to change these. Gotta update these. Okay, so 255 0. We want 0 here. First one is 0.5. And this is a 255 and a 255. Bear with me, guys. I'm gonna get this working. 255, 255, 0 is yellow. 255, 90, 0 is orange. And then this will be red all the way here. I think that's... Okay, so that's that. We're going to make this 0.25 and then 0.125. And then get rid of this last one to here. Okay. So this is our search expression. Just say, yeah. So what this is originally supposed to do is take a condition value from 100 to 0 and divide it into certain values. This is our search expression here, and that's gonna go in. We're going to feed that combined value and the search, this regex suffix into this one. And then we're going to feed this out to here into the set text color. But we're also going to feed that into here, which gives us a... this should spit out an oscillation rate, which we're going to spit into here. You guys with me? Does this making sense? I know I'm jumping around a lot, but hopefully this call this is 0. If that's the case, then this oscillator value should come through the memory component, and this is the... Yeah, okay, there we go. Then what we want here is this square wave. Yeah, okay. So what's going to happen here? This one is going to go signal out to... Hang on here. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have a okay. Oh, okay, I know what's going on here. We're gonna take this set display other, okay. And we're going to run it through this memory outlet here. Do I want the memory or do I want... Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm just going to connect that to here. Actually, we need... Okay, so when the oscillator is on... What am I doing? Hang on. I need a signal check is what's missing. Okay, luckily I know where to find a couple of those. Oh, not that one. Okay, there we go. Oh, ow. Okay, now, with the signal check block in hand, okay, this is a 1. No, this is a 1, this is 0. Okay. The oscillator, we don't want the oscillator as our check. We want the oscillator to be... How am I doing this? So here's what I want to do. When the value coming out of this thing is greater than 0, we want to pass the value from the oscillator through. Okay, there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to say false output of 0, 0, 0, 0. Then it doesn't matter what this is. We say 1. And then, okay, false output of 1. So when... Okay, there we go. So this is going to work. Regex find here, memory component here. This is going to go into our signal block signal in. And the set output is going to come from, I believe, here. And what that's going to do is when the greater component is receiving... Not sure I'm doing this right. Hang on. We got to put this in here, put the signal out, and it's going to go into here and say set text color. In the meantime, this is going to look for anything, say if it's less than, so from, say 20 or less. 1, 2, blank, question mark, back D, $sign. When that's true, this is going to output a 1. Doing something wrong here. Aha, activate, okay. Put that in here, signal out. Oh, I guess we want that to be a 0 too, don't we? Because we want to be able to turn it off. And then when this is signal out, we're going to say set state. And this is going to be... You see what I'm trying to do when there's a, Oh, wonder. Okay, there we go. Oh, no. So what's going on here? So what I'm trying to do here is when the, yeah, we're just going to unplug you. When this reaches less than, is it 10? Okay, that's good enough. Don't even need the oscillator. So when the fuel reaches less than 20, oh boy. Either way, this one clearly needs more testing. Alright guys, I said 12, I meant 10, or 11. I'm gonna have to cut this short because we're coming up on 2 hours and I'm way over my quota. Please feel free to add any questions, comments, concerns, or descriptions of this terrible buzzing noise to the comments below. Once more, and as for always, guys, please stay nerdy, and we'll see you next time on The Gaming Nerd. Cheers!